had consistently had squishy, soft, liberal won't protect you, tough, conservative will protect you, and we won that fight every time. And by the late 80s, early 90s, people like Bill Clinton had begun to figure out they had to be able to match us.
Federal crime bill of 1994 that was heavily loaded towards law enforcement incarceration.
That omnibus crime bill was responsible for a massive expansion of the prison system. And beyond that, it provided all kinds of money in perverse incentives for law enforcement to do a lot of the things that we nowadays consider to be abusive.
It's a truth in sentencing law that kept people in prison for 85% of their sentence.
Truth in sentencing. The idea is you're sentenced to a certain amount of time. The public wants to be confident that you're going to do just about every bit of that time.
And you're outlaw.
When you commit a third violent crime, you will be put away and put away for good. 3 strikes and you are out.
A person is convicted of their third felony. Essentially, that person is mandated to prison for the rest of their lives. And it's in line with many of the other policies we've created, particularly mandatory minimums.
Mandatory sentencing. We said we were no longer going to let judges consider the circumstances around a crime. We're just going to impose a mandatory sentence.
What President Clinton did in 1994 is actually far more harmful than his predecessors, because he actually built that infrastructure that we see today, the militarization, all the way down to small rural police departments that have SWAT teams.
But I want to say a few words about it, because I signed a bill that made the problem worse, and I want to admit it.
His 1994 crime bill, something that he now admits was a mistake.
There were longer sentences, and most of these people are in prison under state law, but the federal law set a trend. And that was overdone. We were wrong about that.